Well, it's going to be game number 2, and right now the American League wild card, Detroit, is playing for survival. And if they can win today, they'll force a winner-take-all game number 3. We already have one in Boston, as they haven't scored in 15 innings. But today the Yankees won 3-0 after scoring all in 1/2 inning in the second inning last time. So game number 2. This is going to be big now, so we are taking a look. Here we go. Here come the Tigers and Detroit. Here it is, Joe Coleman. No way he was 1-17. No way. But here's Joe Coleman. And he's going to be ready to go for Detroit. Leading off is Horace Clarke. So Joe Coleman will start off. We're underway. Outside ball 1. There's only been scoring in 1/2 inning. 2 strikeouts. Horace Clarke was 0 for 4 in the last game, which is their whole postseason. Jammed him. It's going to be out towards the outfield, and it hits the ground. A very weird play, and Horace Clarke will get on. Here's Jerry Kenny. He'll be the second one up. Top of the first inning, nobody out. Kenny, that'll be a strike there. The Detroit Tiger fans loving every second of it. If New York wins today, they will go on and play the Oakland A's in the divisional series of best of 7. And it'll be outside 1-1. So Jerry Kenny, not a hit yet. There wasn't much in the last game. Just 3, and that'll be up the middle. This could be 1-6-3, and he gets the double play. Right up the middle. There it is. And this is 1-6-3. And what a way to turn a double play. Bobby Mercer now. Outside, that's going to be a strike. It hit the corner. Bobby Mercer in the regular line. You wonder about these teams. You just never know. Teams have injuries. They lose a lot of games. Maybe they should. Just realized my cat just got into my laundry, and he struck him out. Mercer will go down, and we go to the bottom of the first inning. Coleman gets out of it. There was a weird sort of play to get one on. They got a double play and a strikeout. We go to the bottom of the first. Bottom of the first inning, Mel Stottlemyre. So here's Mel Stottlemyre coming in. And here we go. First one up is Dick McAuliffe. So Dick McAuliffe didn't have anything to hit last game. Stottlemyre will start off low, ball 1. Here in the bottom of the first, Detroit has not scored yet. That's going to be to right field. And that'll be foul. That hits the ground. Well, I mean, Detroit wants to win. New York wants to close them out today. You never want your third pitcher to decide everything. So McAuliffe now. High to left field and caught one out. So the opening batter of the game for the Tigers is out. You have McAuliffe, Alkaline, Jim Northrup, Willie Horton, Norm Cash, Bill Freehan, Gates Brown, Dalton Jones, and Ed Brinkman. So that's the Detroit Tiger lineup. Here's Al Kaline. He was 500 yesterday, last game, which was pretty good. And that's going to be 1-0. So Al Kaline will come up. You can see the players right now, people in the background. Love the animation. Kaline, that'll be a strike there, 1-1. Kaline last game, I mean, he's hitting 500. That'll be fouled off, 1-2, bottom of the first inning. Remember, the last game was 3-0 and was very quick. Stottlemyre to Kaline. Jammed him, and will it drop? No, it won't. That'll be a catch, 2 outs. Jim Northrup. The Tigers have not had a run in the entire series. This is game number 2. And here's Jim Northrup. The Yankees were 82-80. And a 6 seed. That'll be fouled off quickly, 0-2. As Northrup ready to go. Stottlemyre wants to go for pitch number 10. Good night, and that'll be it. The Yankees sit down. The Tigers 1-2-3. And we go to the second inning. It's New York 0 and Detroit 0. We go best of 7 for the divisional round because, quite frankly, that's going to be low ball 1. The teams with the bye need a game or 2 to get hitting and used to things. So Roy White to right field, and it'll drift foul and hit the ground. Al Kaline playing right field, trying to get to it. So Joe Coleman pitching to Roy White. Roy has not had a base hit all postseason. So Coleman again, top of the second inning. It'll be 2-2. Forkball 92 miles an hour. Coleman. High 3-2. Ron Blomberg on deck. High pop fly and underneath. This will be shortstop, should get in. They do. 1 out. So Brinkman with the catch. That's going to be 1 out. Ron Blomberg. Blomberg batting 5th, though, hits his postseason. And Coleman now. It'll be low ball 1. Detroit wants to make sure the Yankees haven't scored since the second inning of last game. That's going to be a base hit for Blomberg. His first. And they're going to throw to second. But he's going to stay at first. It'll be a single. 1 out single for Blomberg. Remember in the last game, they scored all their runs in the second inning. And here comes Thurman Munson. Hitting 250. That'll be a strike there. 0-1, Thurman Munson. Now I wonder, as Thurman hitting 250. That'll be fouled away, 0-2. Thurman, top of the second inning. 0-2. That'll be on the ground. They'll pick it up, throw to second, throw to first, and they get the double play. Thurman Munson grounds into a double play. And at the end of 1.5, the score, 0-0. Look at this. So here we go. It's going to be Willie Horton. So bottom of the second inning, the 0-1. It'll be 1 ball, 1 strike. So the Tigers trying to get a lead. They haven't scored yet, so that's 10 innings and no scoring. That's going to be Horton to left field. And it hits the ground, and here's Willie Horton. Going to second. They're going to throw to third. But Willie Horton will stop at second. And the Tigers get a man on with nobody out. Willie Horton, and look at this hit right there. What a hit there for Willie Horton. Now here's Norm Cash. They can double sacrifice to get their first run of the series. That'll be inside ball 1. St. Louis stole one from New York. They felt they have a chance to win the series tomorrow morning. That's by time here. Norm Cash. No base hits all day, and that'll be outside 2-0. They have room to put him on. Cash was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. So, bottom of the second inning. High and deep to right field. This one is back. It is gone. Norm Cash, a 2-run home run. Only the second home run of the postseason. Lefebvre was the other guy that hit the home run. Another home run, and it is 2-0 Detroit. Norm Cash, a first home run, 376 feet. And the Detroit Tigers are loving it. Look at them early. Watch Detroit, watch Norm Cash. Good night, and 376 feet into the second deck. It is a 2-0 Detroit lead. That is their first runs of the series. Oh, to left, this will be back-to-back. Good night. Bill Freehan makes it back-to-back, and it is 3-0. They score their 3 runs. And Bill Freehan, wow, right here, and Detroit has a 3-0 lead. Detroit 70s. They made some ALCSs, but not the World Series. They were a 3rd seed, and they didn't want to lose today. And Bill Freehan, 364 feet, it's 3-0. Mel Stoudemire now with difficulty. That'll be a ball inside. Gates Brown. 3-0 Detroit. Remember, Detroit, we're probably going to do the next games in Cambodia. And Gates Brown, that'll be fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike, bottom of the second inning. Mel Stoudemire's 20th pitch. That'll be a strike there, 1-2. 3-0 Detroit, no outs yet. 3 runs for Detroit, a double and 2 home runs. This will be 3rd. The first, and what a play. What a play for the first out. If they don't get that, the floodgates might open. And here's Dalton Jones. Dalton Jones, as Mel Stoudemire gave up 3 here. That'll be Dalton Jones. They're calling a high strike. It'll be 0-1 here in the bottom of the second inning. Jones, and that'll be a base hit to center field. You see what happens when your aces aren't all throwing. You get some base runners, and that's the 3rd base hit of the day. A double, a home run, an out, and a single. Stottlemyre's getting rattled. High into left field. It'll drift foul. Will it be caught? And it is caught. They're going to throw to second, but not go to second. It'll be 2 outs as Ed Brinkman is out. And here's Dick McAuliffe, who flew out in the first. Here in the bottom of the second inning, now 3-0 Detroit instead of 3-0 New York. That'll be a strike there. 0-1. Dick McAuliffe. High right center field. This one is gone. 3 home runs for Detroit, and it's 5-0. 406 feet. Stottlemyre is just getting absolutely rattled. Absolutely shellacked, and it's 5-0. The Detroit bats are coming alive. Look at this. The 5th hit of the day. McAuliffe, good night. Stottlemyre is still in, 0 for 1. Here's Al Kaline, the right fielder. And that'll be it to right field and fouled away, 0-1. He flew out in the first inning. Wow, Detroit's bats are really powerful, and they really hit everything here. Stottlemyre rattled. 27 pitches he'd like to get back. It'll be 0-2. Actually, 26 he'd like to get back. Al Kaline. And that'll be on the ground and foul. Bottom of the second inning, the 0-2. High, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 with 2 outs. That's going to be a base hit up the middle. And so 1 on with 2 outs. Bottom of the second. Kaline gets ahead, and everything is evening out. It's like a correction game. Everybody went like 0 for 3 and 0 for 4 in the last game. Here's Jim Northrup. 2 outs, bottom of the second, ball 1 down low. Jimmy 0 for 1. He struck out in the first inning. I don't think I expected 5 Detroit runs. Bottom of the second, here's the 1-0. High to left field, should be the end of the inning. Kind of a line drive, but more of a pop fly, and that's 3 outs. 5-0, Detroit leading New York, beating New York. We go to the third. Three home runs in that last inning, and here's Felipe Alou. Felipe Alou for the New York Yankees here in the top of the third. Joe Coleman, 19 pitches so far. That'll be a strike there, 0-1. Detroit 5, New York nothing. High into right field, that'll be fouled away here in the top of the third. If you're Detroit, you want to hold New York to absolutely nothing here. You don't want to give up any runs. Struck him out, and they got to go to first, and they do 1 out. That's exactly what they want. That's his second strikeout of the day. Coleman's second. And Danny Carter, outside ball 1. Detroit does not want any runs in on this half inning. The worst thing you can do is score a lot of runs and then give up. High and foul. 1-1. Danny Cater I thought it was Carter, but it's Danny Cater. Hitting 1/3, 333. He'll be 2-1. Joe Coleman. The pitch. 3-1. Here in the top of the third inning. Gene Michael will be on deck. 3 plate appearances in a postseason, and that'll be on the ground. It'll be a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Danny Cater. This will be Coleman's 28th pitch. High and fouled back. Big at bat for Cater. He wants to get on. New York wants to get 1 run. Want to get at least 1. Ball 4, and he gets on. So the 90-mile-an-hour forkball misses inside, and that's Coleman's first walk. Here's Gene Michael. Top of the third, 1 on, 1 out, and Gene Michael, it'll be ball 1. Here's Gene, top of the third inning. A little bit of a long pause. The throw, this will be on the ground. Could be 2, 6, 4, 3, and they get him. The second double play of the game. Remember, the first one was 1-6-3. That was a 6-4-3. The second double play of the game, and the score 5-0. We go to the bottom of the third. Willie Horton, he had a double and he scored a run. 1 for 1 today, Willie. It'll be low ball 1. So Willie Horton, that double was big. They went double, home run, home run. So Willie Horton will be 1-1. 5-0 Detroit, bottom of the third. You want to save your bullpen if you're New York for game 3. It'll be 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike. For Willie Horton, who's 1 for 1. Stottlemyre. Swing and a miss there. It'll be 2-2. Trying to get a little bit of his feet under him after a second inning where he got shelled for 5 runs. The 2-2, and they'll be fouled off. Here in the bottom of the third inning, Willie Horton. If Willie could get on here, maybe momentum, that'll be high pop fly center field. And underneath, that'll be 1 out. Now your 2 power hitters, 5 and 6, will be up. Here's Norm Cash. He had a 2-run home run in the second. Let's see what he can do here. 3 home runs last inning. Oh, that was there, right there. And that was there. That'll be taken as a strike. Oh, and same pitch. It'll be quickly 0-2 as Mel Stottlemyre. Inside 1-2 now. A lot of pitches here in the bottom of the third. 42. This is number 43 for him. 2-2. Quickly back and evens the count. The 2-2 to Norm Cash. High and deep to right field. Might be number 2. It is gone. Number 2, Norm Cash. His second home run of the day, and it is 6-0. The bats are coming alive now, and Detroit, Norm Cash has hit his second home run. Watch this, and it stayed fair. Hit the pole, not the pole, but it hit the thing, and Stottlemyre's done. After giving up 4 home runs and 6 runs overall, Stottlemyre will go back to the dugout. Not the happiest camper in the world. And here comes a new pitcher. Al Kloster. There's what he has. Curveball, sinker, changeup, and a fastball. So Al Kloster will come in here in the third inning. It's not good. Here's Bill Freehan. Freehan's 1 for 1. He had a home run last time up, a solo shot. That'll be hard hit on the ground, and Freehan will get a single. Here's Gates Brown now, 0 for 1. 1 on, 1 out. And that's going to be high ball 1. Remember, the Yankees were 82-80, and they won the first game 3-0. Detroit got a lot of base runners in the last 4 innings. They just couldn't get anybody in. And now today, they're getting everybody in. Bottom of the third, 6-0. And that'll be a ball inside, 2-0 here in the third. Well, Al Kloster for the New York Yankees trying to hold the fort right now. Not let anybody score. That'll be up the middle and a base hit. So that's going to be 2-1 with 1 out. Detroit is really jacking up the hits and everything to that effect. And here's Dalton Jones, who's 1 for 1. 2 on with 1 out. Al Kloster trying to hold. That's going to be inside ball 1. I don't mind my cat jumping up on me, but my cat uses her claws and just digs into my legs. Ouch. Bottom of the third, 1-0, 2 on, 1 out. That'll be out the middle on a base hitter. They're going to try and score. They're going to throw it home. And it'll be the bases loaded, and Detroit has a chance to really break this open. They really do have a chance to break this open. If New York were to come back and win this game, it would be this point where they said they couldn't break it open. Ed Brinkman now. Here's Ed Brinkman, bottom of the third. Brinkman, and that's going to be fouled off, 0-1. They at least want a sac fly out of this to make it 7-0. So he flew out in the second inning. Here in the third, if he fly ball, it might be 7-0. That'll be outside, 1-1. The whiny 500. That'll be fouled off. Explain. That one. Bottom of the third inning, 1-2. And that'll be fouled off. Remember, I'm in Pakistan. I'm way ahead. Plus, I have no idea what's going on in the U.S. until June. The 1-2, 2-2. A hit by Ed Brinkman might just break this thing open to a point where they can't return. The 2-2 with 1 out and the bases loaded, bottom of the third. The pitch. 3-2. He had a 2-run home run in the second. McAuliffe. A 2-run home run, and McAuliffe. That'll be on the ground. There it is. 5, 4, 3. But Norm Cash, number 2, and the Tigers now have 10 hits. So for New York,
1-1.
I jammed him. Horace Clarke was 1-for-1 earlier. The ball dropped down, and that one Jerry Kenny will pop out. 1 out. New York needs to get Horace Clarke in. If they don't get Horace Clarke in, here's Bobby Mercer. If they get him in, they can start building. If they don't, there might be trouble. So here's Bobby. And that's going to be a strike, 0-1. Mercer now. Oh, he thought about going. Should have. It's 0-2. Top of the 4th inning, 1-on-1 out. And here's Joey. Joey to Bobby. Bobby to left field. Caught, 2 outs. Now they're down to... Here's Roy White. Top of the 4th inning, 6-0. Trying to look for a spark, anything. And that's going to be a strike, 0-1. Roy White wants to be able to get ahead in the 4th. Jammed him. High and caught. Well, we're going to go to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Tigers all over the Yankees. So here's Dick McAuliffe. He had a 2-run home run in the 2nd inning. Al Kloster, 13 pitches. And we're about ready to start here in the 4th. That'll be a strike that hit in there. That'll be on the ground. They pick it up. They throw 1 out.
The batter, number 6.
So Alkaline. One for 2. And Alkaline, and that'll all the way to the wall. And let's see where he goes. It's a favorable bounce, so he'll probably stop at 2nd base. And Kaline the right fielder, will get a double. There it is, the 1971 Jerome. Jim Northrup now 0 for 2. Bottom of the 4th inning. And that'll be fouled off quickly, 0-1. Strikeout and a flyout. 5 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd for Detroit. They loaded the bases up then and got it with 1 out and hit into a double play. Bottom of the 4th, 0-2. The 0-2. On the ground, what are they going to do? They're going to throw to first. They get the out, 2 outs. Good play. That was a great play. And there it was. What a great play. Think about it. He threw that 109. That is 33 yards. He threw that thing 33 yards. No, 36. Or 35 yards, something like that. 36 yards. Thing about this, you're on the goal line and you take a baseball on your knees and you throw it accurately from the 36-yard line to the goal line. Incredible. This one is easy. We go to the 5th inning. Detroit up big. They're up 6-0. Ron Bloomberg singled in the 2nd inning. One of the 3 hits. Joe Coleman here in the top of the 5th. A below ball 1. They've been letting the Yankees get on a little too much, and they want to make sure they're able to stop that from happening. So here's Coleman. Swing and a miss, 1-1. That was on the ground. No clue why he swung at that one. So 1 ball, 1 strike. I shouldn't say that because quite honestly, I'd look like a fool if I tried. It'll be 1-2. Top of the 5th inning. Ronnie on the ground, 2-2. So Joe Coleman to pitch. 3-2 outside. Can Ronnie get on first? We're starting to get people on. Thurman Munson grounded out the 2nd. High into right field. That'll go foul and on the ground. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Oh, I think that was a little bit too low there. 3-2, top of the 5th. 6-0 Detroit. There it is to left field, and let's see how far Ronnie can run. This might be a triple. Let's see. They throw to 3rd, and it'll only be a double, and Ron Bloomberg will get on 2nd. Look at this. Top of the 5th inning, and that'll be fouled off. Thurman Munson. Thurman's got to be able to get in. They got to make it 6-1 or 6-2 in this inning. Nobody out. 0-2 to Munson. One and two.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
2-2.
It'll be low and on the ground. 2-2. Top of the 5th inning. Thurman on the ground, and that'll be picked up. They throw to first. He's out. Oh, he called him out. 1 out. They move him over. So a sacrifice will be able to be there. And let's see. A hard hit, and they go to first. Yeah, I got him barely. Barely. That was a good call. And that'll be fouled off. 0-1. Felipe Alou struck out in the 3rd. high into left field and caught 2 outs. They're going to throw home. They will not try and score. So he stays at third, and Willie Horton with the catch. And now here's Danny Cater. Danny walked into third. He's going to have to get a base hit to get his man home. Here in the top of the 5th, Joe Coleman. The pitch will be right down the middle for a strike. Cater was 1 for 3 in the last game. He had a double and 2 RBI. That'll be high and inside, 1-1. Top of the 5th inning, Joe Coleman. His 60th pitch. Swing and a miss. It'll be 1-2. Cater trying to get a base hit to make it 6-1. And it'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes. Stottlemyre gave up a lot. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 5th inning. Struck him out, and that's it. They can't get him home. We go to the bottom of the 5th. The score still 6-0. Norm Cash, 2 home runs. You don't get better. If he gets 3, that'll be an all-time great. So Al Closter is still in, 2 for 2. They're going to keep him in just so they don't burn their bullpen. And that'll be a strike right down the middle. Well, and the bullpen is Harden. He's warming up. They'll be throwing back and forth. Here's Storm. That'll be fouled off quickly, 0-2. Norm Cash. What a day today. 2 for 2, 2 home runs. 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, bottom of the 5th. 2-2, they're keeping it away. Look at all the retired numbers for the Detroit Tigers. And when you look at the Tigers, 6-0 leaders here. Cash and a base hit, 2 home runs and a single. He's 3 for 3. He'll need this magic tomorrow. So Bill Freehan now 2 for 2 himself. Bottom of the 5th, 1 on, nobody out. A ball 1 inside. So Freehan has a home run, a single, and an RBI. He needs a double and a triple. The 1-0, bottom of the 5th. That'll be on the ground. They pick it up. 5, 4, 3, and they get him, and it'll be 2 outs. Freehan with the 5-4-3 double play hit right into it, and Closter is still in the game. Here's Gates Brown. He singled in the 3rd. So nobody's going to be on with 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Up the middle and caught a line drive. We go to the 6th inning. It is still 6-0 Detroit. Gene Michael grounded out in the 3rd inning. 62 pitches for Joe Coleman. Here in the top of the 6th. And that's going to be a strike right down the middle. Michael was 0 for 3 in the last game, and he struck out 0 for 4 in this series, and he'll be quickly 0-2. Only 4 hits today for the Yankees. For Detroit, they're looking good. That'll be on the ground. Third to first. Not the pitch he wanted, 1 out. Really upset at that if Detroit keeps on and wins today. There'll be an winner-take-all game 3. Well, 1 already in the American League, maybe 2. Maybe both series will be winners take all. High and should be caught. It is 2 outs. Well, it's Jerry Kenny. Popped out and grounded out. Coleman doing a good job, 66 pitches. And throwing a shutout. That'll be 0-1, fouled off. Top of the 6th inning. Kenny's 0 for 2. Fouled that one off. The 0-2, top of the 6th. On the ground, he didn't want that either, and he chased that. We're going to go to the 7th. Detroit, Jones, Brinkman, and McAuliffe. Jim Harden. Harden will come in. Dalton Jones, 2 for 2, 2 singles. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Detroit wanting to get a little bit more. They don't want to, oh, that's going to be a strike. They didn't like that. And Acker will warm up. The thing about the Detroit Tigers, they want another run. They want another one because you never know. Especially in baseball, there's no clock. It'll be 1-1. If all of a sudden the bases are loaded and you lead 6-0, there's nobody out. Yeah, you're going to wish you had 7. Jones will high pop fly to third. And that'll be called 1 out. Yeah, if that ever happened, nobody out and the base is loaded, then you're wishing you had 7. At Brinkman, he flew out and grounded out. Detroit 6, New York nothing. Low ball 1. Oh, that's going to be a strike, 0-1. So here's Jim Harden. It'll be inside 1-1. We saw Tom Seaver give up strikes, bottom of the 6th inning. The 1-2. Struck him out. Now they got to throw to first, and they will, 2 outs. So Harden doing well here. Watch this hit the ground. One for 3, 7 pitches. McAuliffe. And that'll be a strike. Dick McAuliffe, the 2-run home run in the 2nd. Went from 3-0 to 5-0. And then in the 3rd inning, they tacked on another one. 4 home runs today. Oh, my. 0-2. Harden to McAuliffe. High and fouled off. So still 0-2. Ball 1 inside. It'll be 1-2. Bottom of the 6th inning. 6-0 Detroit. 2-2. The thing is, you might widen your strike zone, but you never call a strike 3 with 1. 3-2. And if he gets on, Al Kaline, a double and a single. They'll foul it off. You can't always throw strikes. The 3-2. Oh, he protected the plate there, but that was ball 4. This will be 9th pitch to Dick McAuliffe. Struck him out, and that'll end the 6th. We go to the 7th. It's Detroit 6, New York nothing.
Number 1. Ball 1. 1-0.
Top of the 7th inning, Bobby Mercer. Joe Coleman's still in. Mercer 0 for 270, 69 pitches in the first 6 innings. Up to 70 now, 71, 1-1. And that'll be foul. A ball and 2 strikes. Mercer trying to get on. Anyway, you never know. Mercer and fouled it off again. Mercer would love to get on base just to see if he can come around and score, but struck him out, and that's going to be 1 out. We're at the point where New York needs like 3 runs now. They just can't chip away at it. They need half the block. Here's Roy White to fly out and pop out. He's 0 for 2. Top of the 7th. And fouled off again. They just can't. Coleman, he's not fast, but he's putting them where they can't hit him. High to right, fair, and it hit the ground. So 1 on with 1 out. Roy White gets on. And now Ron Bloomberg. So 0-1, a double and a single. Actually 2 for 2 for Ron. Double and a single. He's looking for a home run and a triple. That'll be on the ground. Foul quickly 0-2. Very big if you can get Bloomberg, but if he gets on base, it'll be 1st and 2nd or 1st and 3rd with 1 out. Struck him out, and that's going to be 2 outs. Didn't like that at all. Thurman Munson grounded out twice. The Yankees haven't scored since the 2nd inning of the 1st game. Reminding you a lot of the Red Sox is swing and a miss. They're 0-1. It'll be 6-0 Detroit right now. That'll be 2 of them. Top of the 7th. And a ball to the outside.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
One and 2. And that'll be fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jammed him, but it'll go out of play, so he's still alive. Joe Coleman still throwing pitches. Detroit wanted a complete game out of him. I don't know, he might not, but he struck him out. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's 6-0 Detroit. Al Kaline, a single and a double. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, if he gets a triple or a home run, he might be up again because he's the first one up in the bottom of the 7th. And they'll take that for a strike, 0-1. Jim Harden is still in. Al Kaline, 2 for 3. He takes 2 pitches, and you're not going to exactly see a great one here. And 3 pitches, 1 out. Jim Northrup grounded out in the fourth inning. It's been a while since Detroit had a lot of things going on. High ball one. They would like that seventh run. They really would. Northrup, it'll be 2-0. Hardin having some trouble. Northrup, and watch that. That thing is way foul, but it is foul. 2-1, bottom of the seventh inning, 6-0 Detroit. 5 in the second, 1 in the third. Low 3-1. Willie Horton will be up next. He had a double and a run. The 3-1 from Hardin. On the ground, should be short to first. Easy, 1 out. 2 outs, sorry. Here's Willie Horton, a double and a run. Bottom of the seventh. And ball one. 6-0 Detroit. High foul and away. 1-1. Bottom of the seventh. Swing and a miss there. 1-2.
1-2.
He would like to end this inning right now and get up in the top of the eighth. Like that, and they get up in the top of the eighth. Realistically, New York needs 3 at the top of this inning. We go to the eighth. Felipe Alou struck out and flew out. Maybe, yes it will. And that's going to be a double. It has to be one. Felipe Alou has speed. They throw to second base and he gets on second. And it's concerning as Joe Coleman was getting a little bit tired last inning. You could tell by his control. Danny Cater, it's going to be ball one.
1 ball, no strike.
Walk in the third inning. Here in the top of the eighth. Cater is 0 for 1. On the ground, and they're not going to move him. That'll be 1 out. They hurry up and throw to first. They don't move the runner. And Cater, that was a tough at-bat. Here's Gene Michaels, grounded out twice. Remember, New York hasn't scored since the top of the second inning of game 1. It's 6-0 here. That'll be a base hit and maybe 6-1. Let's see. They're going to throw home. It's 6-1. So New York gets one and Gene Michael gets a base hit. He's 1 for 3 today now with an RBI. Six to 1, top of the eighth. And that's going to be a strike. Forrest Clark with 2 singles. Oh, fouls that off. They would love to get 2 runs. Get it within a grand slam. You know, you get it within a grand slam and everybody starts to think you can come back. They're going to foul it away. They're not taking a chance. 6-1 Detroit leads. The 0-2 top of the 8th inning. 1 out, and oh, if it's fair, And it is. Let's see if he'll try for third. He does, and he's safe. This can get very interesting now. We said about the 7th run earlier, how, hey, you load the bases up, whatever. Now I think they are wishing they got a 7th run. Here's Jerry Kenny, 0 for 3. Coleman struggling a little. 2 on, 1 out. Top of the 8th, and that's going to be a strike, 0-1. 0 for 3, grounded out in the 6th inning, Jerry Kenny. A 2 on, 1 out. Down 6-1 now. The 0-1.
Ball 2.
And 2. Detroit 6, New York 1. It can change. It'd be 6-3 with a base hit, or 6-2 with a sac fly. The 2-2. High, oh my. Oh, what a waste for New York. 2 outs. What an absolute waste. And here's Bobby. He struck out in the 7th. He needs this, and they know it. Absolutely know it. The 99th pitch. That'll be inside, ball 1, 1-0. Now they're going for their 100th. 2 on, 2 outs. The 1-0. Little looper, and it's 6-2. They're going to come home. They're going to throw home. 6-3. They get half of it back, and that's Bobby Mercer. They were down 6-0, and they get half of it back at 6-3. A little bit of talk there. They're going to get him out of there, and the bullpen now. Ron Peronowski. Ronnie will come in. 8th inning, 2 outs, 1 on. It is tense in here. Here's Roy White. He singled in the 7th. Peronowski will be pitching. Ron Peronowski. So here's Roy White. Swing and a miss there, 0-1. Oh, wow. Yo, 1 on the ground. Should be a flip, and it is. But I'll tell you what, they get half of it back. Now Detroit needs some insurance runs. Cash, Freehan, and Brown. Jack Acker. Jack will come in. And Norm Cash, 2 home runs and a single. Norm has had a dream night tonight. And he'll foul that back 0-1. Jack wants to get ahead of all the batters, especially Norm. 3 for 3. MVP. Fouled it off again, 0-2. So Jack wants to get the first one and have 1 on with nobody out. Struck him out. 1 out. So now Bill Freehan, a home run, a single, and an RBI. So here they go, Detroit 6, New York 3. Oh, look at this, and that's going to the wall. And it'll hit the wall. Freehan will go for a double. A stand-up double with 1 out. Wow, and I don't think he'll be up again, but look at this. So now Gates Brown, 1 for 3.
Ball.
Low ball 1.
1 ball, no strike.
So he singled in the 3rd inning. They would love to score to make it 7-3 because you never know. Low, and it'll be 1-1, fouled off. You just never know. You led 6-0, now it's 6-3. You'd love to make it 7-3. That'll be on the ground, 3rd to 1st. They get it quickly as the runner dove back into 2nd. The New York Yankees, when they've scored, they've done 3 in every inning. 3 in the 2nd. 3 in the 2nd inning of Game 1. 3 in the 7th inning of Game 2. That's why you want the extra 1 and run, and it might be 7-3. Let's see, they bring it in, and it is 7-3. Dalton Jones. The low end of the strike zone, and look at this. So here's Ed Brinkman. Low ball 1, so Detroit got it back. They would love one more run, get a little greedy, and make it so a grand slam wouldn't tie him. So here's Jack Acker. 1-0, and that'll be hit hard and fouled, 1-1. A lot of foul balls now. 1-1, bottom of the 8th. That'll be a strike there, 1-2. Ed wants to try and get on base here. Bottom of the 8th, the 1-2. It'll be a little chopper. Pick it up, the throw, and they got it by a mile. One more. 3 outs, but Dalton Jones. Dalton Jones makes it 7-3. Now, Ronnie Bloomberg. A double and a single, Peranowski. Top of the 9th inning. Outside ball 1. If they put Bloomberg on, maybe they get something. Joey and Dennehy are in the bullpen. Let's see what they do. Swing and a miss, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Low, 1-2, and they're down. Bloomberg's down to his last strike. Here in the top of the 9th inning, 2 for 3 today. No, 2-2. Ronnie. 3-2. You're in this, struck out in the 7th, and they walk him. So Bloomberg gets on. You gotta be nervous now if you're Detroit. Maybe that run would be a big one. Here's Thurman. He struck out in the 7th. Top of the 9th inning. 1 on, nobody out. Down by 4, and low ball 1. So let's see. He's struggling here. If he walks him, I think somebody new will come in. Thurman Munson should be an out. It is 1 out. So here's Felipe Alou. Top of the 9th, 1 out. Felipe will foul this off, 0-1. They just need base runners. They got to get on, and when Peranowski starts off ahead of the hitter, and that'll be fouled off again, 0-2. The 0-2 top of the ninth inning. 1-2. Struck him out, and that's going to be 2 outs. So Danny Cater walked in the third inning, but 0 for 2 today. It's up to him to get on. Now, because of that run in the last inning, they need 2 people to get on before the tying run gets up. That's going to be a strike going when they get ahead of them. 1 more out, then they go to a winner-take-all. The entire American League will be winner-take-all. Fouled it off, 0-2. Boston and Kansas City winner-take-all. And New York and Detroit winner-take-all. The 0-2. No, 1-2.
1-2.
One and two, top of the ninth inning. 2-2. You gotta put them away if you're Detroit. The 2-2. They reach out, should be it, maybe. No. 2 are on, they throw to third. They won't go. And that's the big portion of that run. Now the tying run is not up. And Fred Sherman will come in. Fred Sherman. So here we go. Gene Michael, 1 for 3, top of the ninth. That's going to be a ball, 1-0. A single and RBI. He scored a run. If he gets on, the tying run gets up. Top of the ninth inning. Sherman to Michael, the 1-0. On the ground. Should be it, and it is, and Detroit wins. They get out of it with a 7-3 win, a winner-take-all. The next time we're up. So a winner-take-all, Detroit wins. And they win 7-3. Very convincing, though. It wasn't as good as they wanted. Sherman will come in, won't get a save. I don't believe so. But Detroit 7-3. All these games have seemed to be a definite outcome in the American League. Coleman to win. Sherman will get the save, so Coleman to win. Stoudemire the loss. And Fred Sherman to save. But the Yankees get double-digit hits. And they can take that momentum. So here it is, the Yankees and Detroit. That's going to be Norm Cash, 2 home runs. And that's the home run there, and we'll go there, but McAuliffe. Unbelievable, the home runs, and then Cash to end the game. So play of the game, Norm Cash, 3 for 4, 2 home runs, and 3 RBI. For New York, notable player, win is Joe Coleman. Loss spell Stoudemire. So the starters get the win and the loss. For New York, notable, Horace Clarke, 3 for 4, a double. Ron Bloomberg, 2 for 3, a double. Gene Michael, 1 for 4, an RBI. He scored a run. Felipe Alou, 1 for 4, a double, and scored a run. Horace Clarke scored a run also. For Detroit, Norm Cash, 3 for 4, 2 home runs, 3 RBI, scored 2 runs. Both his home runs. Bill Freehan, 3 for 4 home run. a double, an RBI, and 2 runs scored. Dick McAuliffe, 1 for 4, a home run, 2 RBI, and a run, and Dalton Jones, 3 for 4, an RBI, and a run. The box score for the New York Yankees, Horace Clarke went 3 for 4, batting .375. Ron Blomberg, 2 for 3, hitting .667. So a double by Alou is second of the series. New York, Stoudemire, my goodness, 2 1/3, and he gave up 6 earned runs. So Stoudemire, Kloster, Harden, and Acker there for the Yankees. For Detroit, Al Kaline, 2 for 4. Cash, 3 for 4. Freehan, 3 for 4. Dalton Jones, 3 for 4. What a correction game. Doubles, Horton, Freehan, and Kaline. Home runs, Storm Cash with 2. McAuliffe and Freehan. Joe Coleman with the win. 6 strikeouts and 1 walk. So very good so far today. And a pitcher analysis for the Tigers: Coleman, Sherman, Peronowski. For the Yankees, Stoudemire, Kloster, and Harden, and Acker. Taking a look at the batter analysis for the Yankees: White, Mercer, Alou. You can always stop it and take a look. And for the Tigers, so Horton, McAuliffe, Brinkman, Freehan, Kaline, and there we go. So as you take a look, the American League has 2 winner-take-all games. And when you look at it, Boston, Kansas City, in Boston, winner-take-all. Detroit, New York, Detroit winner-take-all. 2 different series. Boston is the home team. They won game 1 in a blowout 7-1. And game number 2, Kansas City won dominantly. Where it's total reverse here. In game 1, New York was dominant. Detroit started to come back. But game 2, Detroit won at home. Very dominant. So St. Louis beat New York one time. They're 1-0. The winner will play Pittsburgh, the Pirates. And I'll tell you that St. Louis kind of stole from the Mets. They want to get rid of them. The Mets, if they win the series, could win the whole thing. And the Dodgers have 1-0 against Atlanta, with the winner playing at Candlestick Park against San Francisco. All right, that'll be it for us today. Have a great day. We'll see you later.